Alright, when Shane was running it on the milling machine, made the comb come down real nice. The guys went ahead and put a little putty on everything and sanded them in. And that's the piece I just cut out. I didn't bother filming the whole section of that because you all would have been way too bored. That's a really long jigsaw blade, as you can see. Got it in the FESTOOL Jigsaw. And I just actually went from the center hole, worked my way around, cut the meat out. Now what I've made is a jig that actually fits over this. This is the can that's going to be, the camera's going to go in. You can see it's pretty nice and snug. And the reason it's small like this, which if you were routing out something, you'd want more space for your router to lay on. But I want this can directly in the center of this, and our tolerances aren't that tight. So the outside of this wood jig references where I need to line it up on the comb. The inside is centered out. So that's the center. So now I'm going to go ahead and put that in. Make sure everything's lined up. I'm going to fasten it down. And now the next step is to route this out. Now this is going to be my router template. The bearing's going to run around this part of it. And to do that today, I'm using a big DeWalt router. It's going to set in like that. And the reason I'm using this machine is because it has a larger base on it that I installed. And I'm just going to go around the inside. And it's going to cut it out. Now how that's going to work is this big bit has a bearing on it. And that's going to ride inside the jig. And give me exactly what the dimensions are for the jig is going to be cut out with the cutters. So let's get started on that, and I'll show you how we're going to do it. Turn on the blower. Even though I'm not using my FESTOOL, I still want to use a big vacuum hose. Try to keep as much of the dirt away from me as possible. Out really well. So now in order to get that to go a little deeper, I'm going to simply remove my jig. Set that aside. And I'm going to plunge in the circle that's been cut out already. the next phase, as you can see, I have this stuck down with double-sided tape on this stand. The next phase is going to be to swap out the router bit to elongated cutter, and I'm going to go from the back side with it. That bearing's going to ride on what I've already cut, give us a nice trim finish all the way through. So this is quite deep, and you're not going to really get a router bit deep enough to go through that safely. So we're going to flip it up, we're going to swap this bit out back into the machine, and then I'll show you what we're going to do from that point. Okay, we just finished swapping that bit out. As you can see, that's in there. The bearings are going to run on here. Set it in like this. We'll just dial it down just a little bit to make sure it's below that cut and it actually hits on the other one. If you notice, I've turned the comb upside down, applied some more double-sided tape, hold this in place while I'm routing. You don't want this thing spinning when you're trying to make your cut. Could ruin a lot of work. So let's turn this on and get going here. Out perfect. I just shut this vacuum off. Now that we're on camera here, you can actually see if I know what the hell I'm doing or not, because this part has to fit in here. So if we did our work correctly, it will. Well, it fits in. I guess we did something right. So that's it. Those parts are made. Got 6 more of them to cut out. Just slide them in and out. They're kind of snug now, so we might open them up just a little bit, because we're going to prime and we're going to paint these to match the overheads in the boat. So if we open them up just a little bit to accept some of the primer and the paint, make them a little bit, but for right now they look nice. It's the same seam all the way around the outside, so it's the same amount of spacing. And then when the camera goes in and this trim ring goes on, trim ring will be spaced accordingly. That gets screwed into those 4 inserted holes, and everything will be correct. So we're on to the next stage, and we'll have another video showing you with the installed and primed, or at least we're not sure if we're going to be installing these on the boat or they're going to do it themselves, but it's probably what's going to happen. But at least you'll see them when they're all painted, what they look like. We'll be painting the rings first as well, the same color as these, so they're going to lose all the access communications and everything, but we'll just sand that up, put some bully dog on it so the paint sticks well, and everything will be the same color. There'll be a dome sticking out here. It will be nice. So thanks for watching the video. Hope we gave you an education in using PVC board. You can make anything out of it. It's really cool. Just need a couple of machines and a little bit of patience. That's all it takes. Thanks, and we'll talk to you again soon. And don't forget to subscribe down at the bottom here. We need that. If you give us your feedback, we can make better videos.